I don't believe what I just saw.
You believe in miracles? Yes!
Wow.
Oh, wow.
That was something. I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, Mike, you
Wow.
didn't make it back within the music.
I didn't. I
You took
know.
a long way.
But people were mobbing me.
This is fantastic. This
I couldn't get away from them.
That is the
Signing
best
autographs.
reaction we've had all weekend. That is the best. So give yourselves a round of applause for
Yeah.
that. It was fantastic. Yeah.
That's right.
This is Frank Russo. Frank is our producer of the show.
Give Frank a hand.
He's supposed to be here, is what I'm
We're
trying to say.
nothing without him.
Yeah.
He's not a random dude who just walked in and started.
Well, he is a random dude, but he's
slowly-
our random.
Our
He's
random
our
dude.
random dude. That's right.
right.
He's not a guy who's just slowly stealing cameras. So, we just gave out some T-shirts. I
did.
promise that there's opportunities to get more prizes. So let's get right to that. We have friends of the podcast. People who have been on the show before. They've recorded some trivia, some sports trivia for our crowd for an opportunity to win a fabulous prize pack. So we're going to take a look at this video. You can vote who you think you won. Then we're going to play it all the way into the video. Then come and give that to a prize. That prize is somebody who picked that particular.
We'll keep track
This
of
is a
who
lot
it
of
was.
explanation.
Yes.
I know
It didn't really make
These
sense.
people are
the way
pretty
you said
smart.
it.
So I basically, people said, "Are you hungover?" I said, "I never stopped drinking." So this is the results you're getting because I came to Bobcaygeon and I knew it was going to happen.
It's been a long
I
weekend.
knew it. I
Is
knew
this
it.
the question? Is this the trivia
Let's
question?
go to the
This is the
trivia question. Here we
Is
go.
Sandy drunk?
Hi, Bob Tewksbury here, former Major League pitcher, all-star, author, certified mental performance
joke.
coach, and friend of Sandy's. I've known Sandy a long time, actually, when he used to be funny. That's how far back we go. But I want to welcome you to the This Day in Sports live show, and I have a trivia for you. In 1992, I finished third in the voting for the National League Cy Young Award. Which pitcher won it that year? Was it A, Tom Glavine, B, John Smoltz, or C, Greg Maddux?
Okay, so we're going with A. Who's going with Tom Glavine? B. Who's going with John Smoltz?
Smoltz.
your hands up.
Who's going with C? Greg Maddux. There's a lot of great Maddux people. That's
But there
for
was
sure.
no one for Glavine? Is
No one,
anybody
Tom
in the
Glavine won 2 Cy Young Awards. No one thinks it's him?
Okay, so we'll just keep the prize.
Yeah,
if
it
it's
goes to
Tom
us
Glavine.
if it's Tom Glavine.
Nobody, okay.
Yeah, left.
Yeah,
we got it.
there we
Nice
go.
job. Huge mistake. Okay, here we go. That's his thinking face.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it is. Dramatic pause.
The answer? C, Greg Maddux.
Okay,
I don't know why they didn't give it to a guy from small town New Hampshire, working his way up through the Cardinals organization. You know, Maddux and Glavine, those guys win them all the time. Why not give it to someone new for a change?
It's a fair point.
It really would have made my day, maybe even my career. But I hope that you continue to enjoy your day and check out my birthday podcast. Sandy, what is it you want me to say here? Enjoy the rest of your night. Be sure to check out my birthday episode that me and these 3 yahoos recorded earlier. There you go, Sandy.
All right.
Have a good day.
So who won? Did you get somebody?
Second row. Yeah, he definitely went for Maddux. I believe that's right. You went for Maddux, right? I saw you going for Maddux. That's right. There you go. That's prize back for you.
All right.
Those prize packs, I'll tell you, they're great. We have a lot of we have a major sponsor is Cabin, and Cabin's a barbershop and gentleman's supply shop, they call themselves, and they've got all sorts of stuff. There's some swag out there for sale, actually. This hat is for sale. It's not this exact hat, but there are hats like this out there.
A game-worn hat?
Yeah. There's some Arkells mugs. If you like the band, the Arkells, they donated some mugs in there. There's some books from Ron James. Local author Andrew Forbes also has some books for sale. He was on Friday night. All sorts of stuff in those bags, and we're happy to give away some prize packs from those folks. And the NHLPA also gave us a bunch of NHL golf shirts and shirts as well.
Too, yeah.
It's been a swag fest this weekend, and the best time to show up is the last show because then you're just giving away everything.
Yeah.
Take a table.
Everything we got left.
Take a golf bag.
We're going to give away the piano in the lobby.
That's right. That's right. We're going to give away a key at a time.
These computers we won't need.
That's right.
We won't need these
all
anymore.
of Frank's cameras.
Where
you
we're
can win it all.
going, we don't need.
We don't need computers.
All right. So anyway, that said, let's dive right into the show. Mike, want to take it away?
It's July 4th. No, it's not.
Okay. Thank you so much, everybody. What a great night. Thank you, Lidor. Get through again. Mike,
Drive safely. I hope you tell your friends. I hope you had a great time. All right. Take
Mike,
two. Still rolling.
Let's go, baby.
It's July 1st, sports fans.
Hey.
Thank you. Yes. And today, that means that today is our Canada Day episode. We've got sports stories to make everyone from Victoria to St. John's happy that they're listening. There isn't a territory or a province that won't be extra proud to be from the Great White North after they get a load of this show made by 4 Canadians here in the great Canadian city of Bobcaygeon.
Yes! Here we go.
Here's a teaser of just some of the things that happen in the world of sports on our country's biggest day. There's no crying in baseball, but there is crying in Winnipeg when it comes to hockey.
Yeah.
Burt Reynolds makes perhaps the worst career decision of his life, and that's saying something. A shark chips in from the parking lot. The era of loudmouth sports know-it-alls on the radio officially gets underway. A Toronto hockey star returns home after years away on an island, and Derek Jeter adds to his status as an all-time Mr. Overrated. Ooh. So, yeah, that's right. Okay. That's right. Hot takes. So whether you're a KG boomer who remembers life before Newfoundland joined the country, or you're just a young whippersnapper who assumes that Canadian teams aren't allowed to win the Stanley Cup, on days like this, we certainly look forward to all the fireworks that help us celebrate our home and native land. But we're here today trying to set off explosions of our own in today's fireworks-filled episode of This Day in Sports.
Wow! This guy, he's classically trained. That's a Stratford actor for sure.
In fairness, I was kicked out of acting school, so
yeah,
I'm
that's
sort
totally
of
fair.
sort
That's
of classic.
And that was that Windsor?
Halfway through, yeah.
Totally fair. Totally fair.
Right.
So
two solid years there. Yeah.
So it's July 1st. We want to get into everything that happens on July 1st. Let's just dive right in, man.
Go ahead.
Let's do it. July 1st, 1992, A League of Their Own, a baseball comedy directed by Penny Marshall and starring Tom Hanks, Gina Davis, Rosie O'Donnell, Lori Petty, and Madonna, was released in movie theaters. The film is a fictionalized account of the very real All-American Girls Professional Baseball League that was formed during World War II in the American Midwest. It was both a critical and a box office hit, getting 4 stars from Siskel and Ebert, and is often cited as one of the best baseball movies in history. Would you agree?
I would say so. Yep, absolutely. Every
Right
time
up
you
there?
watch that, I think the thing that people wonder about, I've heard before, is does it need that ending where they go to the Hall of Fame at the end and they're older and all that kind of stuff? Does it need Gina Davis and like the makeup that makes her look older and all kind of stuff? People think about that? Do people know the movie? Do you think it needs it?
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
Okay.
I heard that just because Penny Marshall wasn't sure if she was going to do
Here's
that.
the other question I have. I've heard this debated a lot. Do we think Gina Davis's character, whose the name of the character is escaping me at the moment, at the end of the movie,
Yeah.
Okay.
her sister slides into home and the ball rolls out, right?
Yeah.
What do we think? Did she drop the ball on purpose? Or did her sister, was it she did it because her sister was always the underachieving one who never got her glory? I've heard it debated both ways. Does anybody have a feeling? Did she do it on purpose?
I love how we're asking this question like we all just watched the clip.
No, we
You were all told what you're supposed to watch before you came to the show
Exactly.
today.
This
did your
was the
homework,
research we all told you to do.
Well, at the very end of the movie,
Yeah, that's
in
true.
the
I do
climactic scene of the film,
She dropped the ball on
she
purpose or
drops
did not
Did she
get it?
drop it on purpose?
Okay.
I don't buy that she dropped it on purpose.
No, I don't think so
I
either.
think that's a lame argument.
I think she did.
I think it was a great.
And thank
Who's
you.
with me?
Thank you. And before...
Because sisters, am I right? Were they sisters in the
See,
movie?
you just said "cause sisters" and you don't even know.
And it's my fact.
Yeah, and it's your fact.
Yeah.
Matt's never seen the movie.
That was 1992.
Yeah.
That was 1992, and just one. And also, Tom Hanks' character based on Jimmy Fox, who apparently tried to manage and was a bit of an alcoholic and trying to get back into the majors in some fashion. That is he's loosely based on
right?
Jimmy Fox, the Tom Hanks character.
That's right.
Yes.
All right, there you go. July 1st, 1984. At Oakville's Glen Abbey Golf Club, Greg Norman benefited from a parked car and the boundary rule change to save himself on the second last hole of the tournament and hang on to win the Canadian Open. After his approach shot on 17 sailed over the green and onto a grass parking lot that had previously been out of bounds, but the out-of-bounds stakes had been removed, so it didn't count. And a parked car stopped the ball from rolling too far away and then had to be moved in order for Norman to allow take his third shot. He salvaged a bogey on the hole and shot a 67 in the final round to beat Jack Nicklaus by 2 shots and win for his second PGA Tour win at the Canadian Open. By the way, Jack Nicklaus, this is incredible, finished second at the Canadian Open 7 different times.
Wow.
Whoa.
1965, 1968, 1975, 76, 81, 84, and 85, Nicklaus finished second.
And that was his Dodge Charger in the parking lot.
That's right.
Yeah, put it there.
That's right. So he really messed himself
So
up.
he was the one having to move it. He's so pissed off. He's like, Norman, damn you, Greg Norman.
July 1st, 1996, due to financial woes, the NHL's Jets franchise officially announced they were moving, leaving Winnipeg. To be playing in
It's a beautiful
Phoenix
logo, though,
for the upcoming season. The team would be known as the Coyotes and would play home games at America West Arena. Coyotes also announced that day that Don Hay would be the first head coach in team history, officially replacing Terry Simpson, who did not move to Arizona with the team despite leading them to a playoff appearance months earlier. Hay only lasted 1 season.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how many of you know this, but both Matt and Sandy are native Winnipeggers.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So this is a particularly dark day.
It was.
When I said there was crying in hockey in Winnipeg, this was a dark day in 1996.
It was.
Not?
And that was the year Matt and I moved to Toronto.
It was.
It was.
No, it was.
And part of the reason I was
Well,
like,
at least you didn't move to Phoenix.
I was, really. I was like so depressed. I was like, I got to get out of this town.
Yeah. But like the Jets, I went back to Winnipeg.
That's right. You did return and I did not.
Now, what's your take on why they left?
Exactly that. That arena was not.
No.
It was an outdated arena, right?
Great
It wasn't,
place to go to a game because
Yeah.
it was like old time hockey. Like you could afford to bring your family. You could
Yeah.
afford to go down. The fans were fantastic. There just wasn't anything new. There wasn't any of the new concessions.
no boxes.
Nothing
Oh,
like
gosh.
nothing like that.
Right.
Nothing fancy. What do you
It
think?
wasn't
Matt?
fan
Yeah.
support, right? It was corporate support. They didn't.
Exactly
Yeah,
right.
like we couldn't use city money to build the new arena.
Yep.
Couldn't justify it at the time.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
that's exactly it. And then they went to the and then like when the Atlanta Thrashers folded, it was such a glorious day that they came back to
Yeah,
Winnipeg.
sure, of course.
But it's so weird that all the Jets records are Coyotes records and the Thrashers records are the Jets records.
Yeah,
And
it's
Yeah.
very
so you go
complicated.
back in their history, you can't say like that this person played for the Jets. Actually, they played for the Thrashers.
Yeah.
So it's very confusing.
Did you cheer for them when they moved? Like did you?
God, no.
No, nobody. I knew.
no.
I lived with you at the time, so I know the answer to the
You,
question.
you lived with me, Matt. Did you hear me cheering?
No, I didn't.
Matt, shut up. The Coyotes are playing.
That's
Put those
literally
in the yard.
that sentence has never been uttered in the history of the English language.
Probably not.
Shut up, the Coyotes are playing. No one in Phoenix has even said that.
No,
and now
no
they're
kidding.
gone anyway.
They're in
so it
Utah
doesn't-
now, so
yeah.
that's it.
July 1st, 1989, Canucks GM Pat Quinn flew to Moscow to sign 28-year-old Russian center Igor Larionov to a contract to play in the NHL with Vancouver. Having already won 2 Olympic gold medals and 4 world championships with the Russian national team, he was also a star in the KHL. He had very openly campaigned to leave Russia for years, and once in North America, Larionov was joined on the Canucks by fellow Russian Vladimir Krutov and played on a line with ballyhooed Russian rookie Pavel Bure.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
All right.
It's too bad that they never, like Larionov, Krutov, and Bure, never all overlapped and played together.
That would have been amazing because they would have had a nicknamed line of some sort, I'm sure.
Yeah. Of course, the KLM line was in Russia was Krutov, Larionov, and Makarov.
Yeah.
Maybe the best line ever
Yes.
in hockey.
Now this is foreshadowing a little bit. How do people feel about that Canucks logo? I heard a
Big response.
I heard a comment once that said it looks like a fast food store, like a chain, fast food chain,
Like Sonic.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Round of applause if you like that logo. Oh, awesome! Like 0. I wasn't expecting 0. Okay. Wow.
Not a word.
Nothing.
Okay.
All right.
Good
What you
to
got,
know.
Mike?
Good to know. We're only asking because we're going to do a little bit with logos later on. It should be fun, and hopefully you'll participate more then.
You know, it's not in there. It's not in our later one, but I do like the V, the ugly V's.
Oh,
Like, know
yeah,
you
I
guys-
love that.
those old
I love it.
Vancouver
Yeah.
V's.
I love it.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Much better than that Orca thing they did later. Yeah.
Oh,
correct.
Orca thing's terrible.
Okay, July 1st, 1997, the MLB 98 baseball video game was released for Sony PlayStation. It was the first edition in the game's history and is now known as MLB The Show. It is the most successful baseball video game in history. The games were announced by Mike Carlucci, and Vince Scully replaced him the next year. And the cover athlete for that game's first year was, as you see, Bernie Williams from the Yankees. 2 Blue Jays have been the MLB The Show cover athletes. Anybody want to guess what the 2 are? Who's been on the cover of the game in the last 25 years? Vladdy's one.
One.
And who's the other one?
You won MVP.
Vancouver Canucks. No.
You won MVP.
Josh Donaldson.
there you go.
Correct. Yeah, good guess, everybody.
Good job, everybody. Everyone's forgotten Josh Donaldson
Yeah,
already.
that's right. They blocked him out.
Yeah.
Okay, the reason I mentioned this is I want to know what everybody's favorite sports video game of all time is. If you had to pick just one.
Mine's NHL 93 on Sega.
Okay.
That's actually mine's 93 too.
93
Anybody
as
else?
well.
Anybody in the
93.
audience? Favorite sports video game? Anything? Madden.
Madden's
Yeah.
good. Yeah, for
Classic. Yeah, kind of a winner.
For me, it's Madden 94. Again,
94 is good.
on
Wow,
Sega
going
Because
back.
Sega 94 is good too. Is the one-timer year you get goals on one-timers all the time.
Yeah, I didn't like it when the one-timer came in. I like
There you go.
Madden
You're
yeah.
more a 93 guy.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Mike, what's yours? Did you play video games?
Yeah, not a lot, but I like MLB The Show. I play that a lot.
Okay.
July 1st, 2018, after publicly debating between the Islanders and Toronto for what seemed like forever, free agent center John Tavares finally signed a 7-year, $77 million contract with the Maple Leafs. A native of Toronto, he has scored 184 goals and has 419 points and made one All-Star team in his 6 seasons so far. And then, of course, he led them to the Cup. Oh, no.
Several times.
Yeah, several cups. Can't stop winning cups in Toronto.
Yeah, that's right.
That's enough cups, guys.
Yeah. Ironically, without him, the Islanders made the conference finals twice. Like, remember that when he left, you thought everybody said, "Oh, well, the Islanders will be," and they've actually had strangely even more playoff success, though not a lot.
Yeah.
As the Leafs.
Now the Islanders are your team, right? Anybody
Well,
anybody
yes.
else there an Islanders fan?
No, of course not. No one is.
No.
Nobody. Yeah.
So, how did you feel when he came to Toronto?
I was disappointed for sure. I mean, he was our best player, and so you know, and I'm not a Leafs fan, so that hurt especially. Yeah, that kind of sucked. Yeah, but it's turned out to kind of, you know, it's been okay for Toronto, but I wouldn't say it's been a slam dunk success.
No.
For the money he's making, and in a salary cap league.
But the great thing is he made people hate Corey Perry more. Go on. Moving on. From the Quarthus.
Local Corey Perry.
Yeah.
Don't get Sandy started on Corey Perry.
Yeah.
July 1st, 1956, Arnold Palmer won the first American PGA tournament of his career at the Insurance City Open in Hartford, Connecticut, beating Ted Kroll on the second hole of a sudden death playoff. He won the tournament making a putt with a putter that, ironically, Kroll had given him a few months earlier. Ouch. And can we just take a moment and look at this
The most
photo?
badass photo ever.
Yeah, that's killer.
Like,
I want
that's
that
the
poster.
coolest golfer I've ever seen.
I want that poster.
Look at that. Like,
Yeah.
none of us have ever been that cool in our
I'll tell you one
lives.
thing. He's not thinking about lemonade and iced tea. He's thinking about a scotch and soda.
Oh, right there.
Right there. That's
This
what
was
it is.
taken right after he made the putt, too, and he's just staring at Kroll.
Oh, yeah.
That's right.
Just
Yeah.
staring
I
him down.
used your putter, dude. No, that is a badass photo.
Great.
Is that a tea in his mouth or a cigarette?
I'm going
It's
cigarette.
both.
It's both. Yeah, that's right. He
just
used
lit
his
up a
cigarettes.
tea afterwards.
Oh, yeah. He
That's how
smoked
cool
teas. He
was.
smoked teas. That's what it was.
They all did back then.
Well, you
I
know
don't
when
if you
people say, that
this,
guy's smoking a dart, they used to say the guy's smoking a tea.
exactly-
It was the same thing. Yeah, same idea.
Exactly the same
Yeah.
thing. July 1st, 1983. Stroker Ace.
Nice.
A comedy starring Burt Reynolds as the title character, an impulsive race car driver who always wins if he doesn't crash first, was released in movie theaters today. The movie co-starred Reynolds' wife at the time, Lonnie Anderson, Ned Beatty, and NFL All-Pro defensive lineman Bubba Smith. It also featured cameos from NASCAR legends like Richard Petty, Cale Yarborough, Ricky Rudd, and Dale Earnhardt. The movie was butchered by critics and bombed at the box office and received Golden Raspberry Award nominations for Worst Picture, Worst Actress, Worst Director, and Worst Actor. The worst part of all of this, by the way, if you've ever seen this film, it is, like, it is so bad, it's good, it's fantastic. Like, if you can find it, just give yourself 2 hours. You won't regret it. But the worst part of all of this is that in order to do Stroker Ace, Burt Reynolds, who was one of the biggest stars in Hollywood at the time, turned down the role of astronaut Garrett Breedlove in the movie Terms of Endearment. The role then was given to Jack Nicholson, who won an Oscar for that performance. And, you know, Burt Reynolds' career did not get better after Stroker Ace. Also, I just want to add personally, I did a movie probably close to 10 years ago now with Burt Reynolds before he passed. I think it was the last movie he did.
Thank you for telling us before he passed.
Before he passed, yeah. He wasn't dead at the time.
Yeah.
And I got to say, sitting for a couple hours in the makeup trailer with Burt Reynolds is like, I would have recommended that to anybody.
Yeah.
He had the best stories. He was the nicest guy. He was absolutely self-deprecating and hilarious. It was a great treat to meet him, and he was a really like the kind of guy you'd like to hang out with for sure. But he did make a bad decision here.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sure he'd tell you that.
I was going to say, did you remind him of that in the makeup chair?
I didn't mention stroke
Mr. Reynolds,
race, no.
quick.
I did ask him about Cannonball Run, but not this.
Nice.
Mike, you had that question about dropping the ball in League of Their Own. Do you have any questions about the plot points in Stoke Race?
No,
made.
There's no controversial plot points.
Because this audience did watch that before they came here.
Yeah.
They were expecting Stroker Ace questions.
They know it by heart.
I just love that. Was that the tagline? Like he always wins if he doesn't crash.
I don't know
first?
if that was the tagline, but I know that's the key plot thing is like if he manages to finish the race, he always finishes first. But he's such a reckless driver, sometimes he crashes.
This is so the movie that my parents would have rented on like a laser disc and brought home to watch with pizza and then been very disappointed. Yeah. Thank you, Laserdisc.
Sure.
Like that. Yeah, that's a good reference right there.
Shout
That's
out.
right. Shout out to Laserdiscs.
We've already mentioned like video games from the 90s and Laserdisc. Like every
word.
young person here is like, what the hell are these old guys talking about?
Yeah. This is a final from this section. July 1st, 2007, Yankee shortstop Derek Jeter had 2 hits and struck out twice during an 11-5 loss to the A's in the Bronx. That was the 3rd consecutive season that Jeter had at least 200 hits and 100 strikeouts, making him the only player in history with 3 straight such seasons. He retired with 5 seasons where he had at least 200 hits and 100 strikeouts. That's the most in MLB history. And that's why you think he's overrated?
That's not why.
Okay.
I just like taking shots at Derek Jeter.
No, that's all it is.
Do you think he's overrated?
I think that he's overrated. I don't think as really as a hitter because he's clutch hitting.
Yeah.
I think he does the right spots. In the field, though, it faded fast.
Yeah.
I think he tried to make spectacular plays and made a bunch of those, but then made some pretty basic errors.
I think there's a metric that measures a player's defensive contributions, right? Like it's a plus minus kind of thing that's been used. And I think, if I remember this correctly, Derek Jeter is cumulatively the player who cost his team the most defensive runs in history.
Yeah.
Really?
Because he played shortstop they never moved him off shortstop, and they should have.
Yep.
Even when A-Rod came, remember, A-Rod was a much better shortstop than he was, and A-Rod moved to third, which I thought was absurd. But anyway, but because he played so long and played below par defense for the second half of his career, he actually is cumulatively the most... Yeah, he cost his team the most defensively.
And yet is remembered for the
of
play
course
at the
he
plate.
is. I mean, he has
Like
3,000 hits.
plays
He made a lot of clutch plays. That's one thing about him is a little.
They called him a very calming influence as a captain. He's a calming influence.
I'm sure he was.
And it really was amazing if you guys remember the Yankees run these runs in the 90s especially. They would be losing in the 6th inning by 2-3 runs, and Jeter's just kind of smiling in the dugout because he's like, we're going to win this game. And everyone just believed it so much when you saw his face that you could do that.
Yep.
And that calming presence, I think, is like an intangible.
Sure.
You talk with a guy like
Yeah,
that.
He had also cost them all those runs.
He did.
He was just smiling.
Thank you.
Well, you guys were still going to win.
Let's get him on the show. I'll
know
butter
it's
him
my
up.
fault,
You
but-
land him that one. You get him. Yeah.
Friend of the show, Derek Jeter.
And thank you for saying friend of the show, because coming up right now, we are looking to have a friend of the show jump on, right?
Oh yeah, let's do that.
And so this is a while back we had Kylee Evans on the show from The Good Witch, of course. From anyone fan of The Good Witch? Hallmark? Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Show.
Yeah. So she turns out she's my wife, and that was a big reveal on the show. And so we did a thing about logos. And she was so funny in commenting some of those logos that we were showing her terrible logos.
Yeah, like the worst. Yeah.
The worst of all time. And we wanted to have her back because she was here, of course, and she was supporting our show, helping do some of the set deck on the show as well.
And surprisingly, there were more bad logos out there.
Somehow there were more bad
logos.
So here's the official intro for Kylee Evans, okay? A native of Nova Scotia, and nope, not the music though, Michael. No, not quite yet, Michael. A native of Nova Scotia and a graduate of the University of Western, go to hell Mustangs, question mark. Kylee is best known for playing Stephanie Borden on 7 seasons of Good Witch on the Hallmark Channel, as well as appearances in movies like Luckiest Girl Alive and Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities, both currently on Netflix. She was case girl number 19 on Deal or No Deal Canada. That's right. She co-hosted with me Just Like Mom and Dad. She's been on Sportsnet. She's been all sorts of voice acting as well. She's super talented, absolutely gorgeous, and somehow she tolerates being married to me. Please welcome to the show, Kylee Evans is here. Now we do it, Michael. Now, Michael. Now's the time, Michael. There we go. Here we go.
And she used the door perfectly.
That's
too.
right.
Look at that.
Yes.
That's a pro.
Now's
right
the
there.
music,
It's a pro.
Michael. There it is.
Or are we standing?
Thank you, Michael.
We're all standing.
Yes, we're all standing. A
Take
lady
your hats
entered.
off, please.
Please, gentlemen.
Yes, gentlemen.
Good day. Good day. Thank you for coming and doing the show, Kylee.
Yes,
Appreciate
you're welcome.
that.
I can't help but feel that somebody canceled. And I was...
Yeah. And unfortunately, Wayne Gretzky came down with some sort of head cold, so we couldn't get him. And then Mario Lemieux, of course, his car stalled.
That's right.
Always second choice. Yeah.
But thank you for being here because we loved having you here with all those logos that we showed you and the comments you made. I remember a particular favorite was the Red Sox, where he had this sort of what looked like a penis on his chin. And you commented and called him a dick chin.
It looked like he had a penis on his chin and he was just headed to batting practice.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. That's the kind of gold we're looking for right now. So we've assembled 6 new ones, and we're going to just go through these. And you haven't commented on these too much and seen them much, but we'll just throw them up there and see what you think of these. And we'll start off with this one here.
Okay, so I should explain. This is a Boston Bruins alternate logo. I just feel like I chose it because it's such a placid-looking bear. Like, it looks like the bear is asleep. If you're going to have a bear, I would think you'd want an aggressive-looking one.
Yeah.
Yes? Am I right? Is that bad? Or
Yeah.
what do you think?
First of all, I just saw these just before the show, and there's 6 of them. I immediately was like, this one, I know that Michael put this in.
Yeah.
I knew this was yours. He kind of looks like, I don't know. First of all, I didn't know a bear was a Bruin. I didn't know that.
Yeah, no.
I just found that out. And I think I'm an intelligent human, but I didn't know that. So that was, thank you.
Well, this is bear country, isn't it?
And this is bear country. This bear, Joe, though, looks like it could be belonging to any team, or like also in a forest.
Or
just like
also-
watch out for bears.
Yeah.
You know.
Watch out for bears.
Yeah. Like,
All right.
Or
watch
also
out
that
for me.
bear-
I'm roaming here somewhere. I
That
don't
bear
know.
could be stuffed, too. Like, look at it. It's
Yeah. He
lifeless.
doesn't look like anything to do with sports, and it also, I don't know.
And it's glowing. It's like it's,
Let's take a quick survey from the crowd. Round of applause if you like this logo.
Yeah.
And then there was like, and then this. Like a one.
Yeah.
That was
down.
me.
Oh, okay.
Is anyone else confused by under the nose? Is that like a ruffle of fur or a mouth? Is he kind of, like you see under the nose?
It's a mustache.
It looks like
Yeah.
it looks like he made a really bad smell, or something smells really bad, and then he just sort of like turned his head because he was so embarrassed
he
about
was
it.
getting away with it.
Yeah, that's
And
what it looks like.
his
to me.
eyes are watery
Yeah.
because of it.
Let's take a look at the next one
Yeah,
here.
a young bear and an old bear if you look at it different ways.
Thank you. Okay.
So I know whose this is as well. This has to be Matt Kippen.
Yeah.
It is. It's a lack of a logo.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about the fact that there is no logo?
I love this.
Oh.
I love this logo. It's clean. It's simple. I hate wearing logos on my clothing. My husband owns over 200 logo T-shirts that I have to launder and fold all the time. And I love this. I love that there's no...
I don't know. Well, hold on. Not all the time. I do the laundry
you don't
too.
have to.
What the heck? All right.
But I mean, it
All
just means
the
like
time.
you can just wear orange and be a Browns fan. Then you don't need any. There's
Yeah.
no. There's no. I feel like they should have something. I know they have the brownie.
Yeah.
But they don't put that up.
Yeah,
all
the
the time.
And that
brownie's a
isn't
bad
good either.
logo.
Yeah.
That's also a bad logo.
That's a bad logo.
Okay.
I think this is just classy. You know?
Oh, okay. Wait
to know.
till you get a load of this one. This is the Detroit Tigers
First time
look back in the
Cleveland's been called
20s.
classy.
Here we go.
Yeah.
That's a real logo. That is a real Detroit Tigers logo from the
Yeah,
20s. It's
That's real.
Wow.
I saw this. I didn't know A, it was a tiger.
Yeah.
Just you told me just
Yeah.
now. And B, I didn't know it was Detroit. I didn't know it was their logo.
It's so bad.
Yeah, he's terrifying.
I don't.
He looks rabid.
like who drew this?
I think it feels like, remember that painting that the cleaning lady
Yeah.
cleaned and then
Yeah.
had to redraw. The
Okay,
thing.
yeah.
I think that's. It feels like the equipment manager just bleached all the uniforms and was like, oh gosh, I got to quickly draw a tiger.
That's exactly it.
I got the crayons.
It's like, hey, hey, Ty Cobb's good at everything, right? Draw a picture for us, Cobb, of a tiger. There it is.
Everyone was afraid to tell him it was
Yeah,
bad.
don't tell him it's
That's
bad.
a great tiger.
Don't. Yeah.
You're a great drawer, Ty.
But he's terrifying. But he also looks like he's scared himself.
Yeah.
That's it.
He's scared of himself.
That's
It's
exactly a
like
great
the
way of
face
putting it.
the face a tiger makes when they've pooped themselves.
That's exactly it. And they're going into a job interview. They just crapped their pants and are about to walk into a job
And
interview or a
it's-
first date.
and
They're like,
it's
oh my God. Oh my God.
Because tigers do that quite often.
Oh,
There's
they
so
wear
much-
pants, first of all, and they crap them.
Is anyone a dentist? Do we have a dentist in the audience at all? No, not today. I just want to know what's going on with the teeth there.
Some questions.
Dentures for
Like
sure.
a mountain range in the mouth there.
Okay, let's move to the next one here. Here we go.
Yeah.
So this is me. We have some sort of drunk ginger, someone who's been panning for gold, but also dunking an ABA basketball. I was clearly drunk and has disproportionately giant feet. I just thought, is there anybody who thinks, yeah, my team's got a chance when we look at that? Like, the Nuggets didn't win a lot. That's why.
Yeah, exactly right. Exactly right.
As a ginger, I was a writer when I was younger, but where do you get drunk from? I feel like that's just...
No, look at it. His mouth is wide open.
Okay, there you go.
Kylie, what do you think of this overall?
Well, I mean, I don't think you should be on the court with a pickaxe.
No.
But I don't
great
think you
point.
win many games that way.
Well, you can win a lot of games, or you can win every game with that.
Yeah. When I saw the list, I immediately Googled this one, and his name is Maxie the Miner. Guys.
Maxie the Miner?
Maxie the Miner.
Maxie?
Yeah.
I think it's Maxie.
Not just Max.
No,
Maxie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's
There's balls
choice,
in these
Nuggets.
hills. Well, I tell you, it's interesting. It is interesting that he's named Maxie when the Nuggets are winning Mini.
Mini, yes.
Yeah.
It feels like they gave up, like filling it in up by the pickaxe there,
Yeah.
Didn't even do the gray behind there. They're like, we're
that's enough.
Maxie's all right.
That's fine. Let's go to the next one.
He's always wearing tube socks, too, which is weird.
Yeah. So, Matt, you have this one.
I did. This is actually a pretty good logo, but they are the Eugene Emeralds, and you've got Bigfoot. So I just want, pick a lane. That was my problem with this one.
Yeah.
I feel like they're gaslighting their fans.
Is
Kylie, what do you
that
feel?
is that a minor league baseball team?
It is. It is.
Well, I
Eugene,
mean,
Oregon.
I guess he hangs out in the woods. Bigfoot. He's,
Yeah.
This is again. I just quickly researched. This is one of the most sold logos.
Ooh, so it's
okay.
working.
Yes, people love it.
Now, does Bigfoot have a gun there?
It's a tree.
It's a tree.
Oh, it's a tree.
And
Oh, I
use it
see.
like
The
a bat,
tree is
'cause
on his
it's the-
shoulder. Pardon me. I thought he was pointing a gun.
I have a couple
there
questions
is- but there is an alternative
Okay,
to this logo.
yes.
There's an alt to this.
Yes. Okay.
And it doesn't say the emeralds, it just is him. And he has the tree and he's swinging it like a bat.
Okay.
But it's very violent.
Okay, so
It's very
the tree comes
very
with him
violent.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's go to this final one for you there, Kylie. This is
Yikes.
an erotic Denver Bronco.
Very sexy stallion.
How would you break this one down, Kylie?
Well, he's certainly sexy. He looks like he's trying to conceal something.
Oh, we know he's concealing
He's
something.
trying to conceal something.
Is that a gun?
Yes. That's fortunate shadowing right there.
That's right. The emerald's got Bigfoot's carrying a tree, and then okay.
Also, I quickly Googled this, and somebody said, "What do you call the full horse logo, and where could I get merch? Because I actually really like it." And somebody responded by saying, I am one of their biggest fans. I've never had anybody ask for the merch, where you could find it. I think he's just called a full horse or an abomination."
Yeah, it's almost like mermaidish.
Yeah. And yeah, he sort of turned 180 degrees with his neck. Like his front hooves are going a completely
Yeah, he doesn't know if he's
different
coming
ways.
or going.
He's dancing, isn't he? Doesn't everyone feel like he's dancing?
Okay.
Yeah.
I certainly don't think it's appropriate for children.
No.
No.
This is like after hours Broncos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never wanted a horse to wear clothes more than
Right now.
normally we're like, why is a horse
Put
wearing
a shirt
pants?
on, for
Yeah,
Christ's sake.
I would like him to cover
Lord.
up a little.
It's disturbing in a
He's
lot of ways.
Going full horse, as
Does anyone like this logo? No. Okay.
Ladies.
I thought
no.
one perv
We've
might
had
be like,
one
yeah, all
person.
right.
One person in the audience. One person in the audience has texted me asking for a copy of that photo. So I-
Quietly.
Selling it at the
won't
merch
say
table.
who it
It's our
is.
biggest seller at the merch
Yeah, it
table.
is exactly it. Exactly it.
That
The
and
Bron-
Stoker Ace.
The Broncos said we have
Stroker
100.
Ace.
The Broncos said we have 150 boxes of this jersey. Can you please give it away in Bobcaygeon?
Please give them away.
Yeah.
T-shirt toss.
Get it out of our warehouse.
Kylie, thank you very much for doing the logos. Give her a big round of applause.
Yeah.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
fun.
You're like our logo specialist now.
Yeah.
The logo specialist
Logo
for the
specialist.
show. Now usually in the show we do some quick hits. Would you like to do some quick hits right
I'd love
now?
to do a quick hit.
All right, that sounds good. Let's do some quick hits.
So, folks, quick hits are just little bits of information that we don't have any discussion about. We just bring them
Oh,
up
wait,
because
wait.
they're.
There's someone at the door.
What?
Who's here? Come on in. Paul Constable.
Oh my God.
What are you doing here?
Ladies and gentlemen.
Paul Constable. What the heck?
Hi, it's so nice to meet you.
James, can we get a chair for Paul? Can we get a high chair for Paul, James? Is that possible? Okay, thank you, James. Oh, my surprise guest. No, don't kick my wife out.
I'm sorry. Okay, do you have another mic?
We're going to get you a chair.
All right.
Paul.
I'll use my theater voice.
There you go.
Perfect. Thank you
Paul
so much.
did graduate from Windsor, unlike some
Paul, you
of
can
us.
use my mic.
Okay.
Paul, what brings you to the neighborhood?
Well, first time Bob Hope type crasher, long time listener.
Fantastic.
And on one of the previous episodes of This Day in Sports, they mentioned that they would love to have a movie festival of some kind, and only if they could get the DVD copies. So I have a gift for the show.
Oh, wow.
What you got there, Matt?
It is the Airbud collection.
It's the Airbud.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So, what did we say? We said we on one of our episodes.
We were talking about the Airbud films, and they are films, not movies.
And
they're
we
films.
we said if somebody brought them to us in Bobcaygeon, we would watch them. Not here. We don't have to watch them together.
Yeah, you don't have to do this. You've already watched Stroker Ace. You don't.
But this is great. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Paul Constable, fantastic.
I do have one question before we move on, though. Has anyone seen Bob Tewksbury since that video?
Bob Tewksbury.
He was in a field. He seemed
know.
confused.
Here's the thing, man.
Does he have a
Here's the
home?
thing. For some reason, some of our guests decided to record outside. And you think that's not something you have to tell somebody, but they're like, where's the most wind? What makes the most trouble recording? Outside. I'm going to go do that. And you will see later we have another one that's coming from the outside. And previously we had Elvis Stoico do one outside, and we don't know why they went outside. We know they have homes.
These
We've
are
seen them record for their homes, and yet the
sure.
show's
A lot of
outside.
them,
But
and,
it does look like he's in a marsh, though, like a weird marsh. I have no idea where the heck he is.
And one last point. I know this will go long. I apologize.
No, it's good.
As it is July 1st, can I petition that we change our national anthem from "O Canada" to a cover of Van Halen's "Panama"? So we sing "Canada." Is that okay?
I think that's great.
Wrong crowd. Okay, right crowd.
It's not right crowd for me.
They like it more than the Canucks shirt. That's all I'm going to say.
That's true.
Yeah.
Who invited this guy?
Nobody. Nobody. He just showed up at our door.
Not even Jesus. Not even Jesus.
We just showed up at our door. You put a door up like that, and people just pop in anytime they want to come in.
Don't encourage people.
Yeah, don't encourage people.
We don't have any more
exactly.
chairs.
That door's like Stargate. That's too deep? Too deep?
No, that's great.
Yeah, you go right through that door. You don't know where you're going to end up?
Yeah,
cut.
yeah,
Okay,
definitely.
absolutely. Thank you so much for the Stargate references.
Or
that everyone loved out
and
there.
like sliders too. Or they
Yeah.
didn't have a door though, did they?
I don't think so.
Let's go with yours.
Okay. Okay, so we do quick hits, and it's already gone long, but let's just do it. Mike's going to start one off. You've each got one to do as well. I want to go a couple rounds of quick hits.
Sure,
Mike,
you
what do
ready?
say? Here we go.
Quick hits! July 1st, 1903, at the junction of Melun and I pronounced this wrong, I know, and Jeanette's going to give me shit. Melun and Corbeil roads in the Parisian suburb of Montaiglon. The first stage of the inaugural Tour de France began at 3:16 p.m. The first event was a total of 2,428 kilometers in length and took 19 days to complete and was won by France's Maurice Garin. It was originally created as a promotional stunt for a newspaper called L'Auto, and it is now generally recognized as the most prestigious cycling race in the world.
Quick hit, July 1st, 2011. Though he retired from baseball 10 years earlier, former All-Star Bobby Bonilla received slightly over $1.19 million as part of his salary deferment arrangement with the New York Mets. The arrangement was made to buy out the remaining $5.9 million of Bonilla's contract. Quick hit!
July 1st, 1916, 42-year-old Pirates legend Honus Wagner hit an inside-the-park home run at Cincinnati's Crosley Field, helping Pittsburgh defeat the Reds 2-1. He set a record as the oldest player in Major League Baseball history to hit an inside-the-park homer that still stands today.
I think you almost sound like an old-timey baseball
That's what I'm going
announcer.
for.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
good.
Yeah.
Quick hit!
Yes.
2009, 2010, 2011, Lamar Odom, a former Los Angeles Laker, arrested on drugs each day, July 1st. I'm kidding. It's just a weird inside reference from my own head. I'm sorry.
All right.
Lamar Odom had a drug problem, met a Kardashian.
Allegedly.
Anyways, 1941, Joe DiMaggio tied the MLB record of 44 consecutive games with a single versus Boston at Yankee Stadium. That's a lot of games against Boston in a row. I can't believe it. The record has been held by Baltimore Orioles outfielder Wee Willie Keeler and was set in 1897, the day the front row was born. DiMaggio, of course. Oh, is that too far?
It's
That's too
turning.
far. They look great. They can't hear me anyways, don't worry. DiMaggio, of course, went on to break the record by hitting in 12 more straight games. I will not be invited back, Paul Constable. that season and has not been broken. Long hit.
Long hit.
Paul.
Kylie, are you doing one or am I going to
We'll
go
go back to you. Let's go back to you real quick.
Quick hit! July 1st, 1987. At 3 p.m., the first 24-hour sports radio station ever, WFAN in New York City, began broadcasting for the first time, replacing a country music station in New York City. The first voice heard on the station was that of Susan Waldman, who gave the network's first ever live sports update, and she was followed by Jim Lampley, who hosted the first sports radio show in history.
Quick hit, July 1st, 2024. Canada turns 157 years old today. And Bobby Bonilla receives another payment of slightly over $1.19 million as part of his salary deferment arrangement with the New York Mets. He has now been receiving these payments annually for this day for 14 years. The arrangement was made to buy out the remaining $5.9 million of Bonilla's contract.
Quick hits! July 1st, 2011, after 3 seasons in the KHL and months of rumors he'd be returning to Pittsburgh and him publicly declaring his love for the city and how he felt he owed a lot to Mario Lemieux and the community, 39-year-old Jaromir Jagr committed treason by signing with the Penguins' hated rivals, the Philadelphia Flyers.
Ooh.
He was then roundly booed every single time he played in Pittsburgh as a visitor, but this made his signing, made it more intense.
Yes.
This
Yes,
is it. Exactly it.
definitely.
Yeah. Kylie, close it out. Quick hits.
Quick hit!
Don't insult the front row.
No.
Wouldn't
Love
dream
of
of
God.
it. The oldest ballpark in Major League Baseball at the time, Chicago's Comiskey Park, celebrated its 75th anniversary tonight, with 11 fans in attendance who had also been there at the park's opening night in 1910. The White Sox lost to the Mariners 3-1.
All right.
Quick hit.
Thank you so much.
Wait, I got one more.
Oh, sorry.
One more
Yeah,
quick
sorry.
hit.
Yeah,
Quick hit!
Quick hit, July 1st, 2035. A 72-year-old Bobby Bonilla, and this is true, will receive his final annual payment of slightly over $1.19 million as part of his salary deferment arrangement with the New York Mets. The Mets will end up paying Bobby Bonilla $29.8 million total. The arrangement was made to buy out the remaining $5.9 million of Bonilla's contract.
Wow. Thank you, Matt.
It's Bobby Bonilla Day.
Matt Kippen, you landed that. Thank you so much for being on. Kylie Evans, Paul Constable, Airbud. Actually, Paul, where are you going? Don't go there. Paul, you gotta go through the door. You gotta go through the door. No. If you skip the door, your ghost haunts us for the rest of eternity. Got to go back through the door. Yeah. Hey, let's give away a prize. Let's throw up a video right now. Here we go.
Let's do it.
How are you now? Ron James coming to you from my foggy seaside sanctuary in Nova Scotia. Well, welcome everybody to Bobcaygeon Sports Trivia Afternoon. And I'm here to throw a question at you. But before I do, I know you're curious. Yes, those indeed are caribou antlers above my head. I found them on the tundra after a gig in Hay River, Northwest Territories. I'm name dropping now. Yeah. Caribou impression. I don't do that when I play Las Vegas. Actually, I never play Las Vegas. Don't need to. No. And besides, I enjoy playing Canada because no matter where I perform, whether it be Corner Brook, Newfoundland, or Courtney Comox, British Columbia, to any Canadian audience, I can say I had some muck-tuck buying a nuck-shuck in Tuktoyaktuk, and everybody knows what I'm talking about. But this afternoon isn't about me, sadly. It's about sports trivia. And here's my question. Which Toronto Maple Leaf got the most assists in their career? Is it A, Davy Keon, B, Matt Sundin, or C, Borge Salmi? And go.
Okay.
Boom, bam, boom, boom.
Who thinks it's A,
bam,
Dave Keon?
Boom.
One there. Who thinks it's Matt Sundin? B. B over there. Who thinks it's C, Borge Salmi? We got a lot of Borge Salmi. Okay.
And the answer is C, Borge Salmi. There you go. Congratulations to the winner, and enjoy your bag of smelts and skill saw.
All right, thank you, Ron James. All right, amazing. All right, So okay, we're gonna close out this first half. What we do on the show is we draft a lineup of particular subject matter that's sort of suitable to the judge we're going to have in the second half. And that judge will come and make a decision which of the three of us drafted the best lineup. So, Mike, what do you think we're going to do today?
Well, today's draft, which we've nicknamed the Dork Draft because it is that kind of thing, is our guest is a very esteemed actor who's been in some very famous at least one very famous sports movie. So we're going to pick today for each. We're going to pick a team of sports movies that make you cry. So that's and feel free to cry when we make the picks.
Yes.
And shout out how you feel about that, whether that movie affects you in any way. I can't remember who picks first, Sadie.
You do.
Oh, do I? Okay.
Yeah, it's going down the line.
Well, then I'm just going to go by my own barometer here, and I'm going to take, for my first sports movie that makes me cry, I'm going to take Field of Dreams.
Yes.
Great one.
Oh, everybody started crying already.
They're already crying. They're already having a catch with their
Want to
dad.
have a catch, Dad? Yeah. There you go.
I am going to take, for mine, I'm going to take Bang the Drum Slowly.
Oh, very
This is a baseball movie, with De Niro and Moriarty?
Michael Moriarty, yeah.
And I PVR'd it, and I haven't finished it yet, so don't spoil it.
Do you know?
But I feel like it's going to make
It's
me
a happy
cry.
ending, yeah.
Here's a little like a deep cut on there.
Okay.
Do you know what Tag War is?
Oh, yeah, the incredible game with no rules.
Close.
Oh,
The
wait.
exciting game
The
without any
yeah.
rules. This is in
Without
that
any
movie.
rules.
It's what they trick the rookies into playing cards with them that has no rules and just keep taking their money. That was Tag War.
Yeah.
I had it on my list, Matt, and I'm upset you took it.
Oh, okay. We've already got some
Okay,
controversy.
I'm just gonna, as Mike said, my own barometer. When did I cry? What movie did I watch and cry? As a child, The Champ.
Yeah.
Oh.
Ricky Schroeder, John Voight, Faye Dunaway.
Yeah.
Just that ending where he's like, "Champ, wake up, champ!" I'm just bawling. I'm bawling. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you also screaming it?
Oh yeah.
Wake up,
Oh
champ.
yeah, and he does not wake up. I don't want to spoil anybody, but oh man, I bawled. The Champ is definitely on my list.
Okay, it's next to me. I usually have no feelings at all, but this movie,
True.
this movie makes me choke up every time. I'm going to take Rudy.
Oh, yeah,
that's a
It's
great
a classic kind of cry movie. There's a few times in there where it gets me.
Yeah. Wake up, Rudy. Wake up.
Yeah, wake up. That's
Probably not. Probably not the same movie.
very similar.
Thank you.
I will take $1 Million Baby.
Yeah.
$1 Million Baby.
Wow.
Makushla. That whole
Kushla,
thing.
that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Jeez, that's dark too. Where did I cry? When did I
Surprisingly,
cry?
no one has taken any of the Air Bud movies yet.
No, not yet.
They're still.
Mike,
Not
the draft
yet.
isn't over.
Sorry, I hate.
Not
Matt hates it
yet.
when I mention it ahead of time.
Okay, when did I cry? When did I cry? You might ask yourself. Rocky 3 when Mickey dies.
Oh, okay. Burgess
Mickey.
Meredith.
Sorry, you've never saw it. Mickey died. Oh, and also Burgess Meredith is also dead. So I'm just double whammy for you. I'm so sorry. I told everybody to take the heart pills before this started. I warned everybody. Yeah, Burgess is gone.
Wake
The
up,
penguin
Burgess.
is dead.
Wake up.
Okay, Burgess. Yeah, I said Rocky 3.
Yeah, very good. My third pick will be a little film from the 80s starring Gene Hackman called Hoosiers.
Oh yeah,
It's about
that's a
basketball
favorite of
team.
yours, Mike.
It's a fantastic movie, and every time Jimmy Chitwood, when they all look at him and he says, "I'll make it," I always get choked right up. It's fantastic. It's one of my favorite films too.
Does anyone remember the movie Far Lap? Okay, there we go.
There it is.
So I didn't remember it that much, but I was talking to my wife and I was like, what are some movies that make us cry? And she was like, Far Lap. And I'm like, why Far Lap? And she says, because when he's running and his and she couldn't get through the explanation of why it makes you cry. But it has something to do with a horse's hoof starts to fall apart while he's running. And if that doesn't get you right there, but he keeps going.
Oh, they don't shoot it. They just let it keep going.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't finish these movies, Mike.
We
I
actually
don't cry.
fans of the podcast would know that we actually did an episode where we were saying greatest horse names, like actual horse names that raced in one of the majors, like you had to have been in the Belmont or whatever it is. And when we also put in like a fictional name in there to try to trick our guests, and my fictional name was Future Glue.
Yeah.
So was Far Lap?
I don't know why
was
you
Far
bring that
Lap
up
Future
again.
Glue?
Future Glue.
Don't know.
It's a really bad racehorse. It's a really bad racehorse. That's called Future Glue. I'm going to go with The Natural. And I'll tell you, you cannot hear that Randy Newman music without tearing up, like the last home run, or just like that idyllic, like back on the farm and like he's throwing the ball as a kid, or like at the end with Glenn Close.
Great
I
movie.
tear up every time I hear that music. And this is pretty dark, but my wife knows my funeral arrangements, and I want the Natural theme song at my funeral.
And then all the lights to
But
explode.
but you know what actually is interesting too is if you ever see Billy Joel live, he plays the natural music as he's coming to the stage every time. Yep.
Is that because of his naturally black hair still?
That's right. That's exactly right. Yeah.
Has anyone seen Billy Joel live? Okay, all right.
Do you remember that? Do you remember they had the natural playing when he walked on stage? Remember that? You said that? Yeah. Okay. I'm not lying.
Okay, so we're down to our fourth and final one, and my last pick is Friday Night Lights.
Oh, great pick!
When he realizes it's over, his career's over, and he thought he was going to buy his parents a house and all that, then it's not going to happen. That chokes me right up every time. And it's it's just a great film. Like I don't find it emotionally manipulative. I think it's a really good movie.
Okay. And followed by the TV series where you're like crying every week.
Yeah, that's right.
That show is made for grown men to cry.
Yeah, except in season 2 where they went off the rails. But I will.
East Dillon? They were talking about East Dillon?
No, wait.
The murder, the weird murder that never gets resolved.
Strike and the weird.
Oh, that was a big one.
Kind of thing.
The crowd's going crazy right now.
The crowd's going crazy about it. Okay, my last pick. There's a couple wrestling movies that I was thinking about, but I can't let this one go undrafted. Brian's Song.
Classic.
That's a classic tearjerker. Yeah. It's the love story of sports movies. Like seriously, like a movie of that era where you have to cry when you see this movie.
Yeah.
I'm going to close it out.
Say it was a love song between James Caan and I was like, no, they don't fall in love.
Mike, don't ruin it for me.
And speaking of ruin it for you, I don't want to ruin this for the audience that's not live right now. We do record in advance. This is the July 1st episode, but it actually is Father's Day today. And the last movie I ever saw with my dad was 42. The Jackie Robinson movie with Chadwick Boseman, which is also sad too that he's gone too, and it's a double whammy, I know, but that's the last movie I ever saw in a theater with my dad. So I take 42 as my last one. Well, that's the 4.
That's a good one. Those are all good picks. Yeah, we even left a couple off. Yeah. We left a couple of doozies off there too. Yeah,
we did.
We absolutely did. But our judge is going to point out maybe the ones he likes.
Yeah,
and that we did not do. Yeah. And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to give a spoiler alert. Reed Diamond is here with us in the second half.
That's right.
Yes. And so we're someone canceled, but Reed's here. So we're going to send you out to grab a drink, get a break, and then come on back, and we're going to get our judgment. Give yourselves a round of applause. It's been a great first half audience. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon. Thank you. For those of you who are enjoying this podcast here live, maybe haven't even heard the podcast before, it's This Day in Sports. It's available anywhere podcasts are available. And after this weekend, we had Corey Stillman yesterday. We're getting up to like 50 episodes. There's so many great different guests that we've had on the show. We've seen them on the videos. There's so many more. And if you want to check us out on Instagram, we're This Day in Sports 8, the number 8, to check us out on Instagram and see what's happening with us. And so there's lots of events coming up and lots more episodes coming up. So make sure that you check us out. I say events.
And we're supposed to say like and subscribe too.
Like and subscribe. That makes Frank happy when we say like and subscribe. Right. Thank you, Frank.
Those are the magic words.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, hey, you know what? And also, you're a fantastic audience. We don't always have a third trivia, but we're going to do that tonight because we want to give away another prize to you. Let's check one more out.
Let's do one more.
Hey guys, this is Jose Cruz Jr. I am here in my home in Houston, Texas, where I'm currently the head coach of the Rice Owls baseball team. Had a little Blue Jays trivia for you. See if you can get it. In 2001, I joined the 30-30 club with 34 homers and 32 stolen bases for the Blue Jays. Who's the only other player to be a 30-30 guy here in the Blue Jays squad? Here are your choices. A, Devon White, B, Sean Green, or C, Roberto Alomar.
All right, what are we thinking out there? Is it A, Devon White? Anyone A's?
There's an A.
B? Okay.
Sean Green, yeah.
C?
Roberto Alomar? Yeah, okay.
I think I went over the back too.
Okay.
Yeah. There we go.
Okay, I think he even has a hint in here if you want to change your mind. Here we go.
That's right.
I saw this player accomplish it, and it motivated me to do the same.
Right. And he also went outside on the windiest day of the year.
Yes.
The answer is B, Sean Green.
Oh!
Sean is one of the greatest guys I've ever met. We were all together there, him and I, Carlos Delgado and company. Great times, man. All the best. Let's go, Blue Jays.
I think it was blown away.
And then he... Who had B? There's a folks over on that side. Yeah, there we go. We're actually very lucky we have that footage because Jose Cruz Jr. ended up in Oz right after that was shot. So
Where he met Bob Tewksbury.
Yeah.
And they went to see the wizard.
We were laughing about that because we just didn't think we had to tell people to record it inside
your home.
And
they all have lovely homes, and yet they decided to shoot it in a field.
Yeah, the last time we had Jose Cruz on the show, he was in his Rice Owls manager's room.
Yeah.
It was such a perfect spot to be, and then he decided to go outside with wind. With
Yeah, he
lots
did
of wind.
whiteboards up with plays on them.
Oh, it was so cool, and then
really
he
neat.
went outside.
Yep.
But thank you so much to Jose Cruz. All these folks were so fantastic. All these friends of the show to do that. We ended up having 12 different guests over the weekend record for us here in Bobcaygeon. So it's so great.
Fantastic.
We're going to get into something that's a jovial thing. Of course, get the energy up in
All right,
this
let's
room.
get the energy up.
Let's get some birthdays. All right. July 1st birthdays. Matt is stoked. Matt, it's not your birthday.
Is it anybody's birthday here?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Well, it's confusing.
normally
They don't
when
know
you
what
get
day we're talking about.
That's a great point.
I said July 4th in the screwed up intro. Then we said July 1st.
No one knows what day
July
it is.
1st anyone's birthday?
Canada's
It is.
birthday.
We're about to tell you
That's it.
whose. Okay.
Yes.
Let's start it off.
Oh, God. It's you.
Oh, it's me.
Way to go, Matt.
I was the most excited.
You're all excited.
I wasn't
Go.
ready.
Put down the birthday cocktail and get to work on
All
it.
right, put some
go.
candles in the cake because in 1953, Hall of Famer and 9-time Pro Bowl defensive back Mike Haynes was born in Denison, Texas.
All right.
46 career interceptions.
Nice.
That's right. On July 1st, 1941, Hall of Famer and 8-time NHL All-Star winger with the Rangers, Rod Gilbert, was born in Montreal, Quebec.
And in Toronto, he's known as Rod Gilbert.
Rod Gilbert. That's right.
July 1st, 1958, Hall of Fame point guard OKC Thunder broadcaster Nancy Lieberman in Brooklyn, New York.
There you go.
In 1961, 9-time Olympic gold medal winner in track and field Carl Lewis was born in Birmingham, Alabama. Oh, we
Still
got some
hated in
Lewis.
Canada.
Some birthday booers in the house. Yes.
Yes.
Screw that guy.
He sold Ben Johnson the drugs.
That's right.
I think it was
Allegedly.
It was Boois.
Oh, Boois.
It wasn't a
Carl
boo, it was
Boois.
a Carl Boois.
Oh,
They
I
were
see.
booing.
Boo hiss. Girl Boo hiss.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
1980, 7-time MLB All-Star, a 2011 ALCS MVP and home run champion Nelson Cruz was born in Santa Cruz, the Dominican Republic.
Nice. July 1st, 1952, 5-time Stanley Cup winner, 3-time All-Star winger with Montreal, Steve Shutt in North York, Ontario. Or always, he's known in Montreal, Steve Shutt. I don't think that's true. That may not be true.
In 1986, 4-time MLB All-Star and NL batting champion Charlie Blackmon was born in Dallas, Texas.
Yes.
Look at that
Charlie's
beard.
looking pretty wide there, too.
Yeah, I think that's a Photoshop.
Yeah, that's the
beard.
steroids
I knew
photo.
my Photoshop stuff would get made fun of at some
Look at
point.
those shoulders.
I congratulate you for holding on as long as you could, and then you just in the last second made fun of me.
It's like he's been squashed.
There was no money for graphics, okay?
Look at the shoulders on him, though. Like, that guy could mess you
I
up.
made this late at night at the Days Inn in Lindsay. Our sponsor, Days Inn in Lindsay. Thank you very much, Days Inn in Lindsay. That's right. For all your PowerPoint needs, Days Inn Lindsay,
Contact
room
your
414.
July 1st, 1992, MLB All-Star pitcher and ERA champion in the American League with Toronto, Aaron Sanchez, born in Barstow, California. There he is. Remember when he was really, really good for a couple of years there, and then it kind of fell apart for him. But God bless him.
Well,
Happy birthday, Aaron.
He also is so skinny, I couldn't even make him wide for my PowerPoint.
He's the only one who looks normal. Yeah.
That's actual proportions. July 1st, 1977, our final birthday of today. Hall of Fame, Art Ross, 2-time Maurice Richard Trophy winner, Jerome Aguinla in Edmonton, Alberta. Universally loved. A universal gentleman, universally loved. Didn't matter if whatever it was, we always remember.
Whatever team he cheered for, yeah.
And you always remember the goal. Iggy! And
Yeah.
Crosby scores to win the gold.
That's
All right. There we go. There's our birthdays.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we did the draft in the first half. We picked movies that make us cry. And we want to have a judge, of course, come out here and judge what our picks. And our special guest judge for this episode, he found big-time stardom at first on Homicide, Life on the Streets as Detective Mike Kellerman. Then went on to appear in a ton of great shows like 24, The Shield, Franklin and Bash, Designated Survivor, and Better Call Saul most recently. And coming up, he's in the new Orphan Black series as well. He also plays Mark Shapiro in Moneyball, which includes an iconic scene with Brad Pitt. And he's a friend of our show, having made an iconic appearance on the pod. I'm using iconic a lot. What do you think of that?
Iconic things.
Yeah, that's right.
It applies.
And we, of course, wanted him back for the last show. And I want to tell you what, he was the first guest to say, I'm going to do it. I'm going to sign on. And here he is. Please welcome to This Day in Sports. Reed Diamond is here. Reed! Yes! Thank you, Reed.
Wait.
Thank you so much, Reed.
Thank you.
We only had enough money for 30 seconds.
Yes.
Canada. All right. Hey, man. Happy Dominion Day, everyone. Happy Dominion Day.
I love that you came through the door to Unchained by Van Halen and then did Canada.
Yeah,
to
come on.
Panama. You really
I think it's
multi-leveled
catchy. I think you have a really good
It's a
idea.
Van Halen day.
It's come on.
that. Reed, do you have an affinity for Van Halen?
I do have an affinity for Van Halen.
Oh, yes. Okay.
You know what I love most about Van Halen personally is I was a big fan. I saw them at Madison Square Garden, I think, on the Women and Children First tour.
That's fun.
But what's interesting now, as I sort of go backwards into the Van Halen canon, and with the gift of YouTube and getting to watch them at my leisure, David Lee Roth never sings. He doesn't. He never sings.
Yeah.
It's all talking and shouting. You know, it's like, "Wow, you cannot get there from here." And then poor Michael Anthony, who they cut out of. I don't know if you know, they
put
cut
Wolfgang
him
in there.
out. No, I mean prior to that.
I thought you meant they got
in
him out of the band.
80s, they cut him out of all of the songwriting. So two brothers and David Lee Roth got but he was the guy. He had that sweet voice of an angel doing the background stuff on the bass, which is hard, man.
The Jack Daniels bass.
Of course, the iconic Jack Daniels bass to.
And he got. Oh man, that's not fair.
It's not fair. No, but yeah.
And for Matt's before Matt got married, for his kind of stag party, we took a group of us went to see Van Halen, the reunited Van Halen with David Lee Roth.
Yeah, true.
All of us went. The three of us were there, and Michael Anthony was not on that reunion tour, as you might remember.
Was Wolfgang?
Yeah, it was Wolfgang.
Yeah, it was Wolfgang, and they missed Michael Anthony's vocals pretty bad.
Oh, heck yeah. I mean, that's the glue.
Yeah. I noticed it sonically, and I'm not as big a VH fan as these guys are, but they missed him. Yep.
But luckily, Mike, you were screaming out those vocals just as loud. Yeah. You were covering for him.
I was there for my buddy.
I want to just. I don't think I talked about this in a. I was talking about we were part of these live shows. I'm trying to remember which date because I'm kind of messed up, but it was an earlier show than this, so it's going back. Yeah. We had Andy Keene on the show who directed the Bobcaygeon documentary for Tragically Hip, and I said, what do you want to have for your show? And he said, I think we should do songs about sports, and I think it'd be really great if each of you sang a few lines from every one of your picks. And he said, what do you think will happen? I said, well, Mike will quit the show immediately. I don't think it's going to happen, Andy. I think we're just going to pick the songs.
See, I feel like I went a little too on the head with it. Like I went with what I would come into, like if I was doing, WWF or whatever, if I was coming into the ring, that would be my song. But if I'd done like Chelsea Morning, like little Joni Mitchell, I would have thrown it, right?
Are you thinking like,
woke up, it was a Chelsea morning and the first word that I heard. If I just came out.
You should have been here for Andy's show because clearly you want to sing a line from every single song.
Oh, no.
I mean, we can do 5 or 6 intros if you want. We can test them out.
Let's try them out.
Run it by the audience.
I've got nowhere to be.
Let's just see how it goes. So anything you guys want to ask Reed before we get started? You feeling them or prime?
No, let's have him talk. They don't want to.
They want to hear us?
No, they've had enough of us.
Reed, thank you for coming back. Last time you were on the show, the subject was basically like what actor do you think should play a famous athlete in a biopic?
Right. I had the great pleasure of getting to pick the athletes. Yeah. Correct? Yeah. It was super fun.
We picked like Carl Weathers should play Reggie Jackson, that kind of stuff. It was like that kind of lineup.
Thurman Munson.
Yeah,
that was a highlight for me.
Jesse Plemons? No, that's who I picked.
You picked Jesse Plemons, but it was
Miles Teller?
Miles Teller.
Yeah.
Miles Teller as Thurman Munson. So, whatever reason, you didn't choose this. We chose this for you.
Yeah.
We sandbagged you with this.
Yeah, we said we want to pick some sports movies that are designed to that just make people cry. They make people cry, grown men cry, whoever cry to see them. It wasn't like we thought, Reed makes us cry. So we're gonna make there was no real attachment to you. I want to make that very clear.
No. I mean, it's Dominion Day, and it's a day of celebration, but also a day of remembrance.
You know what I love? You know what I love about you is that you're. Let's just full disclosure. He's American, and
any Americans in the audience?
Yes, but only an American would say Dominion Day like 7 times.
Yeah, no, I'm just
no one else
fascinated
is
with
saying
it.
that.
I like to call holidays by their old timey names.
Yeah,
I don't say Veterans Day. I say Armistice Day.
Good.
I don't do President's Day.
Call him Father Christmas and not Santa
exactly.
Claus. Yes.
Well, I call it Wassail Day.
Oh, there you go.
Yes. I go before that. I go back to the
Wassail Day.
Yes.
I mentioned before that door does weird things. I think you came from the past.
I did.
I think you're walking down the street in 1885, and they shot you through that door, and here you are.
What is this strange technology?
But Sandy, you act like the draft has nothing to do with the day, but we did talk about no crying in baseball.
Right.
We did talk about that.
There's an attachment.
That's right.
There is an attachment, and Moneyball is.
And Moneyball is a movie that can choke you up too. So there is a tie to read.
Doesn't come out of nowhere.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
And I can tell you a sad tale about some of the movies that you've picked.
Sure.
Okay. Okay.
There are several movies, or at least 2. I remember
let's go to the
board here,
because
this is a tale full of woe. Okay. All right, and so let's see. Okay, here we go. The champ. Bing, bang, bong. Oh, Mike. Yeah, they're both yours. Okay, so Mike, there's 2 movies up there that I auditioned for.
That's what I was gonna ask you.
And did not get. Because
So
there
really
is
glad
no
I brought that
sports
up.
movie that my acting talents can get me that my lack of sports talents can make sure I don't get.
Oh, I see.
And so I've lost many a job based on my inability to throw a baseball, a football, or swing a bat.
What 2 did you audition for that unsuccessfully?
Field of Dreams, but I don't think I had to throw for that. It was, and then Rudy. Which I felt, because I just worked with Sean on Memphis Belle, and I thought, he should put a good word in for me. But no, it didn't work out.
It didn't work out.
But because my slow clapping, I took a class in that at drama school because I can just right.
That's right.
Don't stop. Don't stop. I mean, you got it going. Yeah.
Come on, everybody.
Yeah.
Come on, folks.
Rudy. Yes.
I never saw the movie. Yes, thank you.
There we go. Yes.
I think the audition was actually you would walk in and put a shirt down in front of the casting director and say, "Rudy should take my place."
Rudy should take my place.
Oh,
they all had to do that.
Yeah, I never saw the movie because I don't watch things I don't get.
Yeah.
Sorry,
that's totally fair.
It's perfectly reasonable.
Yeah. Well, had you seen Field of Dreams, people come out of the corn.
Yeah.
And Children of the Corn.
And also the Children
Dads come out of the corn.
Yeah, Malachi, he wants you too. That's the Children of the Corn.
It was a part 2, yeah.
Yeah, thank you. That's right. They can mash up. Yeah, what would it be?
Children of the Corn and Field of Dreams?
Children of the Dream Corn? How would you do it? How would you
Children of the Cream Corn.
Children of the Cream Corn.
I'd watch that.
That actually is a movie.
Yeah. That's a polarizing movie right there. Yeah. Well, we should really jump into some of these.
Yeah, I know. Your time is of the essence.
Mike's team. Let's talk about that first. He has Field of Dreams, Rudy, Hoosiers, and Friday Night Lights. Thoughts on that, other than you didn't get any parts in these?
I mean, these are all great movies. I mean, and now full disclosure, I'm going to look at this entire list, and I would have to say that I've seen exactly 2 of these movies.
Whoa!
Yes, because I didn't know that the theme was going to be sports. When you said sad movies, I had a different list, and so I had picked, yes.
Now, the show is called
any of these movies?
Now I have actually seen. Not only have I seen all of the Air Bud movies, I've seen the Air Buddies movies with the puppies, and I've seen Santa Paws. I mean, all of the derivatives. Anything with a golden retriever and his adorable progeny that's right up my alley. And also, P.S. The one movie missing from here is Stroker Ace.
Yeah,
because there's that tender moment where Jim Nabors cuddles Parker Stevenson, and it's just like, it's gonna be okay.
It's all right.
We're gonna win the next one. Don't worry, right? And so
this is great. This is gonna be a Jim Nabors.
You are doing Stroker Ace quotes.
Come on.
The great thing is Jim Nabors. So definitely, like the younger folks in the crowd, they're gone.
No, they're gone. Yeah. Sorry.
Make sure you tell your friends, kids.
Well, Jim Nabors, he had range because he could be this, but then when he sang like this,
that's right. He had those like KTEL records in the back.
He had a big career, and he had a song about Indianapolis, right? God doesn't make any green apples, and it don't rain in Indianapolis in the summertime, something like that, right? He had an Indianapolis.
That guy clapped.
Yeah. But it's like I was just thinking about sports teams in Indianapolis because that's all right.
So just to roll all the way back, you didn't realize this was about sports.
I'm kidding.
So the first thing, of course, is do you ever check the title of a movie before you audition, like the title of the podcast, or
I just go for genre, and it's just like, and how big the check's going to be.
That's fair, totally fair. What an actor.
So these movies are iconic. So I mean, all of these choices are excellent, and even if I didn't see them, I know what TV Guide had to say about some of them. Certainly
TV
Brian's
Guide,
song,
amazing.
because as a child, Brian's song would air on ABC, Friday night at the movies once a year, and I just knew that you were going to cry, and because it was Billy D. Williams and James Caan.
I think that's
correct.
I mean, these are all really, really good. So let's go through, Mike's choices.
Mike, Field of Dreams, Rudy.
Field of Dreams. I mean, amazing, iconic, right? You get to play ball with your dad, and obviously that's important. I mean, isn't that why little boys like sports? Because it's the one time you get to have your dad's attention.
Kind of is.
My dad was a cabaret singer. That's why I went into entertainment, because he wouldn't throw a ball with me ever.
You didn't have the jazz hands throw?
He did. He did have the jazz hands throw, and hence this is why I can't throw a baseball.
Okay.
But so Field of Dreams, I mean, classic. I love it. Rudy, come on. I mean, what an amazing true story. I mean, a lot of these aren't true stories, right? I mean, the guys did come out of the corn. And
Thank
so that
you.
happened.
I appreciate that.
And then Rudy, I mean, my gosh, that's an iconic story. I mean, it means so much to people. Hoosiers. I mean, who doesn't love Indiana, as we were talking about?
Yeah, also loosely based on a true story. Yeah.
Loosely based on a true story. I mean, Friday Night Lights. So these are great. I mean, I just love it. Now, Bang the Drum Slowly.
Okay, Matt's list. Bang the Drum Slowly, $1 Million Baby.
I'm just going to go through the whole thing.
Far Lap and Brian's song. There we are.
Yeah, Bang the Drum Slowly. I mean, just the title alone, it sounds sad. If you're just like if you're going to bang a drum slowly, I mean, what is that? It's some sort of mournful
march,
right?
Clap. Like
it's
a
not
slow clap.
No, because it doesn't say bang the drum slowly and then speed up, so you know that it's not gonna go well. That's great. I mean, $1 Million Baby. I mean, amazing. I mean, Her Dreams. I mean, it all. Far Lap. I mean, obviously that's a strong contender right now. Far Lap, just from the title alone. I mean, it's no Air Buddies, but Brian's song, of course. I mean, I just know that Brian's song's iconic.
Okay, I'll give you the last one. Do you want to go to the last one?
Can I go to Sandy?
Yes. But the Champ, Rocky 3, The Natural, 42.
Oh my gosh! So I mean, the Champ. I mean, get up, Champ. Get up. I mean, come on, Champ. I mean, and can you imagine what that set was like? Faye Dunaway, John Voight, and little Rick Schroeder. I mean, it's just the amount of cocaine that Rick Schroeder probably. So the Champ. I mean, a beautiful movie. He wasn't doing cocaine. Rocky,
allegedly.
Rocky 3. I remember when Rocky 1 came out, and my friends were like, "You want to go see Rocky?" I'm like, "I don't want to see a movie about boxing." I was 8 years old. I mean, I went and I loved it. But
just called Rocky.
Just called Rocky.
They didn't call it
the
Rocky.
Rocky 3 was so good. Was that the one with
Mr. T? Clubber Lang.
A Pity the Fool. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my
Lang's
gosh.
in there, and that's when you have Eye of the Tiger, of course, is in there as well. I told these guys that Flin Flon, by the way, Flin Flon bomber story, Flin Flon story. I was sent to Flin Flon for 2 weeks with my cousins because someone had passed away in our family, so they shipped me off to Flin Flon, Manitoba. And back in the day, in the 80s, HBO, not many people had it, but in Flin Flon, you had to have a giant satellite to even get like probably CBC. And on HBO, in like perpetuity, they would just play over and over the same movies. I don't know if you remember that phase of HBO.
Right. Oh, it was the best.
And my two for 2 weeks were Uncommon Valor and Rocky 3. And it just went over and over.
Yeah,
so I've seen Rocky 3 so many times.
Oh, heck
and
yeah.
cried so many times.
Oh, yeah.
You could do worse.
Yeah,
That's where I saw the other Burt Reynolds movie, Sharky's Machine, on a perpetual loop. HBO, exactly. So, and can I ask a point of order at this? Is that out of line? Okay,
Please.
a point of order means I have to pick one person's whole roster.
That's right.
It's the strongest roster. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, look, Rocky 3, amazing. And, Burgess Meredith, I mean, just what
Great.
an icon, as you would say.
That's right, iconic.
And The Natural, and then you said that was the last movie?
42 was the last movie.
Yeah, I mean, that's really touching, and also I feel like, you were really sort of putting your hands on the scale there. It seems a little,
I did, but please just have a heart for once, Reed.
I'm afraid I have a very strong roster here. I mean, I think it's unassailable. And do you want me to get to it, or should we just chat some more?
But are there movies you missed is really important? Did you miss anything other than the Air Buds? Like, is there something out there?
Yes. I mean, obviously, I mean, I go, as you say, I come from the past, and I think, like, there's obviously great chariot racing movies that weren't included.
Like
so Ben-Hur, yes.
Yeah.
And I also think, like, I mean, you can say what you want, but gladiators are athletes too.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good one.
To get into the ring, I also think, Thor Ragnarok, I feel like that's a sports movie as well. So, I mean, those are my kind of sports movies. And also in Canada, Men with Brooms. I mean,
oh, wow,
you can
that's
get
a great reference.
If you can get the stone in the house, then that's moving to me.
See, this is
Look at you. Look at you.
Doesn't this further show you that Reed's from the States because he knows too much about Canada?
Yeah. I think so.
Just a little too much.
My grandparents curled for whatever. It was just it was another excuse to drink because it was always
that's exactly true.
It's the third
Exactly
sheet,
true.
right? Is the bar? Yeah, it's just like the 19th hole.
Yeah, that's
these are all the
exactly
things
it.
that I know. So I would say, if we're not going to put those movies on there, and obviously there's some, there's I mean, look, Ben-Hur.
Does the audience have any that they thought we
great,
missed?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Anybody? That's one.
That's a good one.
Chariots of Fire.
Really good.
Yeah, that was one on my. I didn't get to it, but yeah, that was a big one.
That's a really good one.
I think to widen out, Reed, what is the movie beyond sports maybe that you just go like, that movie makes me cry every single time? Maybe it's not a sports movie, it's something else. And maybe the audience also has ones that are like, that always makes me cry. Curious.
Stroker Ace.
Thank you.
100%.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Maybe this audience never cries. That's also possible.
I'm dead inside.
That's fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
No feelings.
Later on, people are going to be driving home and they're
Right.
going to think of the movie and they're going to start crying.
They're going to think of the movie
Because they wish they'd shouted it out. They're like, I have to go back to the theater. I don't care if it's empty. I'm going to yell this movie out. I got to do it. Yeah. I don't know if that's going to happen or not.
Do you mean me personally or the entire audience?
You might come back.
Yeah.
Just come
but
back.
they're just going to regret that they
They
lost
regret
this
they didn't
opportunity
yell
to say
out.
the movie that most moved them.
That's right.
Because it's the pride.
It's pride.
Isn't it? Yeah. It's just you don't want
And I'm just going to have a follow-up question if you don't mind.
Please do.
Are you someone that's like your wife's here? Are you someone who's like
my beautiful and very talented wife, who's also in one of the
fantastic.
greatest sports movies of all time, the greatest game ever played.
Yeah, that's
Whoa,
right.
there we go. The greatest game ever played. There we go.
Stand up. Marty McPhail Diamond.
There
Ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, Marty,
There we go.
There we go.
Thank you.
I think I know the answer, but
Okay.
maybe Marnie will answer this question instead. So, Marnie, if a movie comes on like this kind of movies like this, is Reed like a hide in the cry guy or is he like a full cry guy? I figured. Yeah, he'd for sure. Yeah.
She said hill ball. Yeah.
Yeah.
And to be honest, it does.
Cried at the Notebook.
He cried at the Notebook. I'm just making sure that's in the podcast. He cried at the Notebook.
I cried at the Notebook.
Reed Diamond cried at the Notebook.
That is now the title of this podcast.
because he auditioned for the James Garner part and didn't get it.
It's just because that Ryan Gosling is so damn adorable.
Oh, well.
I like that you went for the James Garner.
Yeah, I wanted to go Rockford Files, like the older version of Gosling in that movie.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, so okay. I figured because you how much this is my new character. This is my new character. No, you have your heart in your sleeve all the time.
Yeah.
You tell us how it is.
Yeah, come on. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not afraid to cry.
Okay, well, one of us is going to cry, or two of us are going to cry.
yeah.
Because which lineup do you think is the one that is the winner today?
Do you want me to go in backwards order? Or just
Yes.
Yeah, make people
All
cry
right.
slowly.
I'm so sorry, Matt.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go third or second runner up. Sorry. I mean,
Very diplomatic.
So good in there. So good.
Bronze medal.
So good. No, and this is not out of malice.
Bronze
This is-
medal.
It's so good. Yeah, bronze good enough. You get to stand up there and
Sure, you're on the podium.
have a political statement. You can do what you want.
Sure. I'm going to be okay.
And then for first runner up, despite some, just some lobbying that just felt, intense.
Yeah.
Is going to be my man Sandy.
Thank you very much.
And the winner, hands down.
Yes.
I mean, what a strong, all bangers, Mike. Come on.
There you go.
Now,
I got a feeling the crowd agrees with me too. And with Reed.
and I think he also won least likely to cry. So that's also good. That's also good.
Interesting.
That's a different trophy, though.
That's a totally different trophy. Reed, we do really appreciate you coming on the show. And I do sincerely say, we were talking, throwing the idea, we're going to have this show and Bobcaygeon. And I'm talking to Reed, and Reed's like, I'm in, I'll do it. Barely asked. He said, I'm going to do it. And you actually committed. You're here. Thank you so much.
On Father's Day, he came here to
Absolutely.
Really amazing.
I mean, it's such a commitment, and we really appreciate that. So let's give an extra hand to Reed Dimer coming out here. Making that commitment.
My
Really appreciate
honor
it.
being here.
Just the best guy. No, stay here. No, don't go anywhere.
Sorry.
If you go through that door, you're going back to 1885. That's too quick.
That's where I live.
So we're wrapping up our final show here.
Yep.
We had a rehearsal show on Thursday, plus 3 shows in Bobcaygeon, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Crowds were fantastic.
Amazing.
Globus Theater took a risk doing this show, so we thank Sarah and James for sure.
They aren't there.
They
aren't there.
James is there. James is there.
There he
Sarah,
is. Okay.
England's playing in the Euro, so Sarah went and saw it. That's understandable.
That's right.
And we had so many great guests, including today we had Kylee Evans was here. Paul Constable stopped by with some earbuds. We thank all of our sponsors, including Cabin and Wearing the Hat. Chance to get that out there if you want to. And I just want to give a shout out to the people that I'll just generally the people that support us. Frank Russo, first of all, is an amazing job producing. Thank you. Michael back there, stage managing. Michael, you're in there. Say there's Michael.
Can't see him, but he's there.
He's there for sure. We really appreciate that. And Mari and Evan, thanks for covering off on the swag table. You didn't have to do. Thank you so much. Round of applause. Yeah. It felt like such a community effort to do this, and we live in Toronto now, and we're just bitter people. Yeah. And that's so wonderful to come out here to Bobcaygeon and get this kind of support from the Kawarthas and people coming to the show. So just for one final time, we'll see you next time on This Day in Sports. Give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Rudy.